Jeff, what did you propose to me? Pitch it. Tell the people what we're doing.
Yeah, I just saw a lot of people this week doing their DiCaprio list because he turned 50.
Yes.
Leonardo DiCaprio turned 50 years old, which means he's twice as old as any girlfriend he's ever had.
Oh my! You know what? There's no need to take shots at the man.
I know. Happy birthday! He can celebrate with whoever he wants.
He's a good boatman. You know?
And so I figured we'd do our personal top 10s.
Our personal top 10s of DiCaprio movies. There's been so many to choose from here with Titanic, Catch Me If You Can, The Departed, Killers of the Flower Moon, Django Unchained, Wolf of Wall Street, Revenant. So many choices. But actually, Jeff, I got to 10, but barely. There were maybe 2 or 3.
12 for me. There were 12.
12.
I was like, 12 movies could comfortably fit on this.
Okay, I'll start first. My number 10 is Revolutionary Road. Is that on your list?
No.
Okay. I really enjoyed that movie, and I know it's a scream fest for 2 hours, but DiCaprio, I think, does some of the most unsettling and ugly acting that he's ever done as a character on screen. He's not even charming like he is in Django Unchained. It's just brutal. And the fact that the guts he had to take on this role and play the role as tragic as he does, because he absolutely destroys a marriage there with Kate Winslet and what it leads to, I think he delivers one of the best performances of his career. But it's at 10 because I know it's not overall the best movie. So that's why I have it at 10. What do you have at 10?
My number 10 is This Boy's Life. I love Early DiCaprio. I think he's one of the great child actors. And this movie with De Niro, where De Niro is just kind of an abusive prick, is fantastic. I mean, these are two of the all-time greats going toe-to-toe, even though there are decades of experience separating them, and it's great to see them dance together.
Yeah. All right, so then my number 9 is... Oh, no, it's your...
I'll do my number 9, which is Catch Me If You Can. Where is it on your list?
6. Do you want to talk about it now? We'll talk about it now if you want. Go ahead.
I just think it's a hugely charming performance from DiCaprio. He straddles both I'm a boy and I'm a man.
Yeah.
Right? You kind of get to see both sides of him like that. He's got a bunch of different disguises on. He commits to each personality and pulls it off. And you can see how Frank Abagnale would actually have conned people.
I think it's his most relaxed performance in his entire career. He is so smooth, so fun, so interesting, yet also so sad and vulnerable. And you feel for him as you watch him in these situations. You're caught up in the fantasies and the illusions and the wool that he's pulling over everybody's eyes. But you're also heartbroken as you watch him watch his mother through the window with her new family, or his dad doing the things that he does at the bar. You see that this is a kid without any love in his life and had to construct all these identities just to be able to exist. So yeah, I think it's one of the best performances he's ever delivered.
All right, what's your number 9?
My number 9 is Titanic. I'm a king of the world.
I have it at number 7.
I like him in this movie a lot. Do I think Kate outacts him at times? Yes. But I think this is DiCaprio becoming a superstar. I've seen this movie, I don't know, like 20 times. And I thoroughly enjoy him every time because he's so relatable in the beginning as this guy who gets on the boat through a card game. And the way he takes us through this journey with Kate Winslet and the emotion he has for her. And even when there's little moments where he does his scream acting, what are you doing, Rose? You still are invested in the relationship and where it goes. And that final moment in him and Kate is exceptional. So I put it number 9.
Yeah, I think it's tricky being the star of a huge movie like this, where you have to be likable, like to the entire global audience.
Yeah.
I think it almost restricts some of the choices that you can make as an actor, but he's fantastic. He handles the romance element of it, the action danger element, and he makes you care about Jack so that when, the end does happen, you really fall apart.
That's true. 100%. All right. So my number 8, because we'll go back and forth, right? My number 8 is the Aviator. Is it up top on you? Where's it at for you?
Right? The Aviator at number 5.
Okay. All right. Well, let's wait on that. We'll talk about it at 5. What's your 8?
My 8 is the Jim Carroll movie, The Basketball Diaries.
That's all you, man. Go ahead.
I just love him as an addict, at the door with Lorraine Bracco, and he's begging her to let him in. Snot is just flying out of his face. This is the kind of young, edgy DiCaprio where, yeah, you sit up and you just take notice of this guy. I mean, like this is the equivalent of Timmy's Beautiful Boy, right?
Oh yeah.
I love you got to do these kinds of movies if you're a young actor.
Right.
The addiction drama.
Yeah, it's a rite of passage. Yeah, that's a great point. All right, my number 7 is Django Unchained, and only because he's not the lead of the movie. It is Jamie who's the lead of the movie, but his performance is exceptional in this film. Iconic, memorable, insane. And when you hear that story about him actually smashing his hand on the skull and bleeding through it, that's a greatness that few actors achieve in that way. So I love him in this film.
I have it at number 2.
Number 2? Why'd you let me talk about it? All right, let's move on.
He's amazing in Django Unchained. I love that he's just like, I don't care how like against Leonardo DiCaprio this role is. Like this is a wild movie star turn. This is like Cruise doing Frank T.J. Mackey in Magnolia, kind of.
Yeah.
It's a bold, daring performance. He totally commits to it. He has a glimmer, like a twinkle in his eye the whole time, and he just delights in being this maniac. Love it.
Yeah, 100%. All right, so what's your 6?
What's Eating Gilbert Grape? I told you I liked young DiCaprio. I got all 3 of them on there. This Boy's Life, Basketball Diaries, and What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Obviously, Gilbert Grape is the best of those 3. Just the announcement of the arrival of a major talent.
Yeah, you're right. It's right at the beginning. Obviously, him and Depp in that one, and what he's bringing to his, because this is still dirty, scraggly Johnny Depp, right? So how does DiCaprio stand out when you're acting in someone who is becoming an indie icon himself? You got to bring a certain kind of vulnerability to your performance, and he certainly does that in Gilbert Grape. So yeah, totally respect your choice to put it on there. All right, so then
you don't have it on.
I do not have it on. No.
Wow.
My 6, because young DiCaprio, I only have one
young DiCaprio. You don't have This Boy's Life, Basketball Diaries, or Gilbert Grape,
or Romeo and Juliet. I'm not a young DiCaprio guy. I like much more confident DiCaprio. So my number 6 was already Catch Me If You Can, right? We already talked about that one.
Yeah.
So then my number 5 is Inception. That's my 5.
It did not make my list. That probably. Yeah, I know. I took it off. I didn't go by movie. I went by performance, right? Like
I am going by performance. Damn it.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like I'd rather see him in Basketball Diaries than in Inception.
Really? Shit. I love the how can I say? I guess the word is ferocity, the emotional ferocity he brings to the role here, because obviously he's a broken man who is trying to pull off this insane job, but the memories of his relationship with Marianne Cotillard are just hanging over him with every interaction he has. And I just think he does an incredible job in those emotional beats, but also when he has to lead the team and when he's caught out by now Elliot Page in those moments going too far in one direction, all of that. Because I don't like Shutter Island. I think this is a better performance of essentially the same kind of character in Shutter Island. So I give it my 5. So there you go.
I think he's really good in Inception. I just didn't think it was like a special. I don't think there's anything like special about it.
Oh, man. That scene in the windows between them and Marianne is incredible. All right. We said your 5. I'm sorry. What's your 5?
To me, there's something special about him in This Boy's Life.
Yeah.
The Aviator was my 5. So we can talk about The Aviator now.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I think this was a great movie with like an incredible DiCaprio performance. It's not one I'd go back to, but it has stayed with me. I think it's one of his most mature works to date.
I think this is the beginning of DiCaprio turning that corner from young actor into great older actor. And The Aviator, you see it. I mean, the moments when he's caught up saying the things over and over again, but the interactions with Cate Blanchett, who won the Oscar for that one, Martin Scorsese directing, the interactions with Kate Beckinsale, with Ava Gardner, and the back and forth with Baldwin and with Alan Alda, all of that, and John C. Reilly, all of that, he's doing such great work becoming this next level actor throughout the whole movie. So yeah, I love it. It's a performance that grows more every time I go back and revisit it, and I love that.
How many times have you revisited The Aviator?
I don't know, probably 10, 15 times. I like Howard Hughes. I'm a Howard Hughes person. So to me, that's why it sticks out.
So we've named 7 of my 10.
Okay.
And I feel, how many of yours have we named so far?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Yeah.
Give me your number 4 then.
The Revenant. Come on, he won the Oscar for this one, Jeff. It's not on your list.
Nope. Honorable mention.
Oh my God. Come on.
That was number 11. That was the toughest cut.
Dude, just the bear scene alone deserves placement on your list, for God's sakes. And then what he does hunting down Tom Hardy and the fight with Tom Hardy, but also those quiet moments when he's consuming the pain of the loss of his son and his wife, and the revenge, how it overtakes him and leads him to where he's going. I mean, all of it was incredible, dude. So I don't understand. What, he won the Oscar for this one. This wasn't a sympathy win like Color of Money, or
he's really good, just like he is in Inception. That's why those 2 are my honorable mentions. But okay. I didn't think that there was. It's not a performance that has stuck with me the way that his work as a young man has, honestly.
Okay. All right. So the Revenant's not on your list, but it is on mine. What's your 3?
We have at least 2, maybe 3 of the top.
What's your 3?
My 4.
Oh, sorry, you're 4. Sorry about that.
My 4 is The Departed.
That's my 3, so we can talk about it.
He's amazing in it, and he's underrated, actually, in that movie.
Everybody talks about everybody else in that movie except for DiCaprio, which is crazy to me. He is so good. Jack is overacting like a mofo. Vera Farmiga is great. I think she's also underappreciated. I think he's out acting Damon by miles in this movie. No offense to Matt, but there's so much that he's bringing to the table. There's so much angst he is navigating. Just his reaction alone when Martin Sheen falls right in front of him, like just that reaction alone. This is almost CTE like acting for this guy because of all the trauma he's enduring throughout
while he's acting too. I mean, that's the thing. So there's layers to that performance. So yes, The Departed is definitely up there. What is your 3?
That was Departed. What's your 3?
My 3 is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That's my number 1.
Rick Dalton. It's like a great character. I don't think it's the character he's going to be remembered for.
Yeah.
That's my number 1. But I can't believe how well he fit into like the Tarantino verse of it all.
Yeah. To me, he has never acted in 2 better scenes than the scene with the young girl and the scene in the trailer by himself. Holy God. And only I say that as an actor. Like, I know what that experience is like, and he nailed every damn beat of that experience. And then throughout the movie, just the constant insecurity, the constant fear of what's coming next, and missing out on things and what have you. So just a great performance from top to bottom. It's my favorite performance of his. But
so your number 2 is Wolf of Wall Street, then?
It barely beat out Jordan, because that is a great performance. Go ahead, man.
That's my number 1, and I just think Jordan Belfort is the one that he'll ultimately be remembered for, just because it's so manic and out there and crazy. Perfection.
Yeah, agreed. He made you care about a sleazy, terrible, morally compromised person, ethically compromised person for 3 hours, Jeff. He took us on this journey. It was incredible.
All right, so repeat your 10 to me.
All right. From 10 to 1, Revolutionary Road, Titanic, The Aviator, Django Unchained, Catch Me If You Can, Inception, The Revenant, The Departed, Wolf of Wall Street, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You?
Okay. This Boy's Life, Catch Me If You Can, The Basketball Diaries, Titanic, What's Eating Gilbert Grape, The Aviator, The Departed, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Django Unchained, and The Wolf of Wall Street.
Wow.
So,
yeah.
11 and 12 were clearly Revenant and Inception for me.
Yeah, my 11 and 12 were Romeo and Juliet, because that's the only young one that I really go back and watch. I just think he's damn good. And J. Edgar, which no one talks about. And he's exceptional in that movie. But the movie itself was at times not the best, so it kind of kept it off my top 10.
It's in that, but that would not have been in the honorable mention.
Him and Armie Hammer. Armie Hammer, if people say, "Oh, I don't know if he can act," go watch him in J. Edgar. He's excellent in J. Edgar. So, but I'm an Eastwood guy. I love Eastwood stuff. All right, that's our top 10 Leonardo DiCaprio movies separately in honor of Leo DiCaprio's 50th birthday, the Big 50. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Jeff, where can they find you and read all your scoops.
Sneider.com. THEINSNEIDER. You guys heard how Pat McAfee spelled it, right? I mean, you don't need more.
Shout out to Pat McAfee.
Thank you, Pat.
Yeah, big shout out to him. As for me, you can find me at The Rocha Says on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, The Outlaw Nation on Twitch. And of course, please subscribe to the channel down below and hit that bell button. And if you're on Blue Sky, I am now on Blue Sky, so come and follow me there at The Rocha Says. Have a great weekend. Go see a movies or a bunch of movies, and we'll talk to you next time with another brand new episode of The Hot Mic. Peace. Until then. Thanks so much for watching this video. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more content from The Outlaw Nation.